Hello viewers. Last week நம்ம Shakthi Club inauguration பார்த்தோம். So இப்போ வந்து நம்ம like Shakthi Club we are going to focus on holistic wellness of women. So இன்னைக்கு we have a very special guest with us. அவங்கள பத்தி சொல்லணும்னா நிறைய சொல்லலாம். She is very popular. அவங்க சென்னையில தான் இருக்காங்க. She is she's a celebrity nutritionist. She is a dietitian and she's a fitness consultant. அது தவிர she's an aerobic instructor. அப்புறம் இங்க சென்னையில வந்து ரொம்ப பாப்புலரா ஷீ இஸ் நோன் அஸ் ஸ்பாரோ குவீன். ஷீ ஹேஸ் அரவுண்ட் 25,000 பிளஸ் பீப்புளுக்கு கன்சல்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. அபவுட் 24 இயர்ஸ் ஆஃப் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இருக்கு அவங்களுக்கு. ஸோ ஷீ இஸ் ஆர் ஸ்பெஷல் கெஸ்ட். இட்ஸ் நன் அதர் தென் டாக்டர் சாதனா ராஜ்குமார். ஸோ அவங்க தான் இன்னைக்கு நம்மளோட ஸ்பெஷல் கெஸ்ட். ஷீ இஸ் கோயிங் டு ஷேர் வித் அஸ் அ லாட் ஆஃப் நியூட்ரிஷன் டிப்ஸ். என்னெல்லாம் டூஸ் அண்ட் டோன்ட்ஸ். நம்ம ஏன்னா நம்ம விமன் நம்ம நல்லா இருந்தா தான் நம்ம ஃபேமிலியும் நல்லா இருக்கும். ஸோ நம்ம அந்த நியூட்ரிஷன் டாக்டிக்ஸ் பத்திலாம் தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா நம்ம ஃபேமிலியும் ரொம்ப ஹெல்தியா வைக்கலாம். ஸோ அதனால வெல்கம் டாக்டர் சாதனா.
Hi. Very happy to be here with Art of Living viewers. I thank you for this opportunity to share my nutrition knowledge. I hope all of you benefit from this.
Kandippa, pleasure having you, doctor. So nama before we get into a conversation, can you please tell us some general nutrition tips patti solla mudiyuma for everybody?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So before that, we'll see what is wellness, as you said, holistic wellness. So it's an active process of becoming aware of, making the choices towards a healthy and fulfilling life. It's like not the mere absence of illness alone. It's more than that. It's like complete, like physical, mental, social, occupational wellness. It's all wholesome package. It's a dynamic process of change and growth. So, and then people think like nutrition science is rocket science. Is definitely not. You see people like so paranoid about food. So many people I see. That's because of the so much of nutrition knowledge out there in the media, both print and the visual medium. I know constantly people are confused as to what to eat and what not to eat. This is a state like for this to avoid this, people have to have a fair amount of the Indian dietary guidelines. The nutrition requirements, have a knowledge about the food pyramids, because who's a dietitian or nutritionist to tell you what you should eat? You should decide. It depends on your mood, like what you eat at ease, at pleasure. Like, there are times when the body craves for an ice cream. Go ahead and have it. Listen to your mind. So that's how it should be, and it should not be imposed. As far as I believe, it should be it's your freedom to choose whatever you want. And then people think like it's about, it's only when they are diseased, when they have a disease or a disorder, only then the dietitian comes into play. So we can't put our foot down and say, yes, you can have only this much. So don't allow that to happen. So follow the strict, to a certain extent, have a knowledge about, because somebody else is trying to exploit this anxiety and increased awareness. People are exploiting it for commercial purposes. Don't allow this to happen. So for this, you have to have a fair knowledge, and then the food you eat should make you happy, should give you satiety, should give you energy, and then promote good mood. So these are the general things like what food should do to you and not. Food is your medicine, at least for us, traditional foods. Now we're in the pandemic of, I don't even want to name the disease, this infection pandemic. So which has all created so much anxiety amongst us. But I tell you, trust me, if you're the one who has always who has always eaten traditional foods, so the traditional sambar, rasam, and all the spices, if all the spices were part of your everyday food, you don't have to worry at all, because you have empowered every cell in your body, and sure every cell will act as a warrior against this COVID disease. So with this note, I think I'll go on ahead with the nutrition tips. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you, doctor. That was very, very useful, I might say. Na ipo in the pandemic irukkrappo everybody is panicking about it. So neenga the spices, sambar, rasam idella I think becomes our savior at this point in time, especially. So neenga when you were mentioning, you also said that it shouldn't be imposed on us. Namma body ku enna venum namluke theriyum, you have said. But how do we draw a line? For example, if somebody has a sweet tooth or ஏதாவது கிரேவிங்ஸ் இருக்கலாம். ஸோ ஹவு கேன் தே பேலன்ஸ் இட் அவுட்? ஹவு கேன் தே எப்படி ஒரு செல்ஃப் கண்ட்ரோல் எப்படி கொண்டு வருது?
No, good question actually. See, I told you we have about four food groups, right? So that's about your cereals, your millets, grains, pulses are belong to one food group. Then you have the vegetables and fruits, and the green leafy vegetables. Then you have your nuts and oil seeds, and the fat. Okay, these are the four food groups. So one has to have food from all these four food groups. See, now in the recent past, like people are so paranoid about the weight loss. Everybody wants to look pencil thin. So weight depends on each one's body frame. You don't have to weigh like Deepika Padukone or some other Karina Kapoor. Like you weigh according to your body frame, and then what is more comfortable for you. You're not going to be an actress. All of us are not actresses. Like we're not being paid for our body weight, right? So maintain your body weight. Of course, you have to maintain your body weight. This food craving happens when people are into wrong kinds of diets. Like you have this paleo diet, you have the ketone diet, and then you have the standard motor diet. So many South Beach diet, you name it and it's there. All these are fats which eliminates one particular food group. So all these things, when you don't, and especially people like for us, people like who are in a tropical country like India, we need lots of energy from carbohydrates. You can't eat like our American is eating, where the protein thing is high and the carbohydrates are less because it's more of cold climates there. Whereas India, it's a tropical climate, we constantly need energy, and this energy comes from carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates. Of course, carbohydrates have earned a lot of bad name in the recent past, saying that rice is bad and wheat is bad, and so many misconceptions about it. But then I would say rice is such a good food. It's a staple diet of our ancestors and our grandmothers, great grandmothers always have been eating rice. And I think it's to the test of time. It's not a weight gaining food as people assume it to be. So coming back to your question, in case you eliminate some food group, people reduce carbohydrates. It's only when the body doesn't get its full nutrition requirement, only then the craving happens. So you have to eat to satiety, and the feeling of fullness has to be there. That is mindful eating is all comes into play. Like you don't have to decide your portion sizes before you eat. Eat as much as you can. Like when you focus on your food, automatically the portion size comes under play. So you don't have to worry about it, right?
That's useful. Thank you, doctor. That
Yeah.
was very nice. So இப்போ rice ஓட importance you said. What about this gluten? ஏன்னா இப்போ நிறைய பேர் they want to go off gluten. This has also become like a fad, or some people are allergic also. So in the gluten pati, what do you say? Gluten na, I think in a chapati, bread, all that comes, right?
Yeah, yes. But basically, all the wheat products, they are all gluten rich. Of course, for South Indians, it doesn't agree. Like earlier, a decade back, every South Indian was eating chapatis and rotis for weight loss. And once you become diabetic, wheat was the go-to diet. So,
Correct.
which was causing a lot of fat belly and all that. And for some people, it was it disturbed the stomach and they had diarrhea and even further complications. So gluten doesn't agree with South Indians mostly, and those who are allergic to gluten can avoid it. Okay, and South Indians, I would say the best thing is to adhere to stick to rice-based diet only, because it's got enormous benefits, nutritional benefits. I need the whole day to talk about to extol its virtues. So rice is good, and then people are into millets now. It's a new thing. Like I would say, I won't call it fadism. It's a new craze now. But you don't have to suddenly overdo something. Suddenly some food comes up saying it is superfood, and people go and madly go into. When I read about millets, it was hardly 5 rupees per kilo. Now it's 95 rupees and 100 rupees. Foxtail and burger and sami and all that. So people, again, it's commercial exploitation, because the amount of money spent to grow these crops are very less compared to rice and wheat. But the prices have gone up because there is a huge demand for these. You don't have to do it. Of course, ragi has always been there. It's a nice millet, rich in calcium. It's always been in our diet. Suddenly, you don't have to cut down rice and go into millets. For some people, it doesn't control. People who are diabetic, millets doesn't agree. So I would not say it's a wise decision to switch over to millets, but you can have it as a dessert or as an accompaniment, but don't change your major carbohydrate. It can be rice, and those who are allergic to gluten can avoid rotis, wheat, and they can stick on to rice only.
So what can be the daily eating practices? Is there anything that has to be followed? The do's and don'ts madri edha
Kattaima, because these are all basic. You'll be surprised when I tell you. when I ask, because people don't eat, the right way they're supposed to be eating. Like, simple, basic things what your amma taught you. Like, the first thing is, I would say, chew your food. How many of us really chew up? You just gulp down your food before the next appointment, isn't it? You have, see, after all, you're living to eat only. I believe in that dictum. So chew your food so that this is the carbohydrates, the major, the proteins, everything should be broken down in the mouth only. Because this is a breakdown machine, a mixie sort of a thing where you break down the large components to smaller components. And then the broken down food travels to the stomach, and the stomach acts like a grinding machine. It pours the hydrochloric acid and all the enzymes. So if you're going to swallow food, the stomach can't do anything, like it can't grind the food. It's only a mixing machine, not a grinding machine. So only then the food, whatever the nutritious food you eat, only if you chew it properly can it be well received by the stomach, and then maximum absorption happens after when it's well chewed. So chew your food as much as possible. Like every morsel of food has to be chewed at least 20 times. You'll be surprised. Spend time with, very important. Okay, that's number one thing, practice. Number two is eating on time. So many of us don't, like, we don't eat on time, especially women. We put family first, and only you are always the last one. Like, you pack children's lunch boxes, you send your husband off, and then finally you sit at 10 o'clock, because delaying breakfast is bad as not eating. You're fasting for a period of 10 to 12 hours. Okay, your blood sugars have gone down. And then when you eat at 10 o'clock, this is available as energy only after 1.5 hours or 2 hours. So there's a spike in the blood sugars. In case you have a family history of diabetes, this can trigger diabetes in the long run. So eating on time, especially breakfast, that's called break your fast as early as possible. So have an early breakfast, preferably by 7:30 to 8. And then, anyway, start your day with a liquid drink, whatever you're comfortable with, your coffee, tea, or a ragi kanji, or tender coconut water, something like whatever is your choice. Have it, and then have your breakfast as early as possible. And then, so that this is the body is not craving for energy. When you delay your breakfast timings, there is more demand. Like, you keep overeating. There are chances for overeating. So you can avoid this by eating food on time. And dinner also, especially, you have to finish it as early as possible. If you have weight gaining issues, finish early dinner, so that by the time you hit the bed, the food is already digested and assimilated. That's another important thing. Then focus on the food while you're eating. Like, most of us are onto cell phones and TV and paper and music. You really don't focus. You think it's fun. Yeah. Especially my children, I see, like, they're so busy with their technology, all extended technologies in the hand. They really never focus on the food at all. It's a very wrong thing to do. You have to focus on your food, so that you can really control your portion sizes. Of course, by chewing also, you're tired of chewing. The energy needed to chew your food is like more, like, so even though the food is high calorie, when you chew it, so much energy is wasted there only. So chew your food, eat on time, and then focus as you're eating your food. Very important, like, because food is our medicine. Otherwise, medicine becomes your food. So focus on your food, and then eat local foods only, like, buy fruits which are grown locally, at least within 100 kilometers range. Apples are flooded. You have our markets flooded with Washington apples and Australian pears and all that. You don't need these the fruits which have traveled such a huge distance. It doesn't help our local farmers also. So eat local fruits, because these fruits which have traveled long distances are coated with wax. They are injected with chemicals. They've got preservatives. So you're eating a cocktail of chemicals and preservatives than the fruit. An apple a day keeps a doctor away, but then now you take a Washington apple a day, very soon you land up with the doctors. So that's very important to have local foods. And one more thing is eating seasonal foods. All of us have to have a fair idea about what the seasonal foods are. We have lost track of it. Like, you have cauliflower during the whole throughout the year, then you have peas throughout the year. So we have to have an idea about what the seasonal foods are. One small hint is, see, whatever is found in abundance, that's your seasonal. So water vegetables, again, they're summer foods. No? So try to eat foods which are available that particular season. You don't have to eat a cauliflower or peas during summer seasons, okay? Maybe the body is not adapted to cope up with that. The other thing is sticking on to traditional. This is my favorite tagline, to have only traditional foods. Once in a way, maybe once a year, you can go have those Western foods or the Chinese food. I'm sure people will not go to Chinese anyway now. So traditional foods, because They've got all the spices, like you have the turmeric, ginger, garlic, pepper, jeera, everything. Like people are into latte. What is this? Milk latte with turmeric and all that. I don't know why Indians should be drinking this, because our food has all this. This is for the Westerners to have turmeric latte and whatever they call it. You don't need it at all because it's part of your diet. And then we don't need dietary supplements. Like as I told you in the beginning, tonic or a supplement is not the answer for all the nutritional illnesses. If you're able to have a balanced diet, that's more than enough. There's no nutritional disorder disease that cannot be cured by food. So these are the important eating practices, I would say.
டாக்டர் தேங்க்யூ, தட் வாஸ் வெரி யூஸ்ஃபுல். ஸோ இப்போ நீங்க வந்து டைம்ல சாப்பிடணும்னு சொன்னீங்க. நிறைய பேர் வந்து தே ஆர் இன்டு இன்டர்மிட்டன்ட் ஃபாஸ்டிங், தட் இஸ் ஒரு 12 hours இல்லைன்னா 14 hours 16 hours ஒண்ணுமே சாப்பிடாம பேலன்ஸ் டைம்ல தான் சாப்பிடுறாங்க. ஸோ வாட் ஆர் யுவர் தாட்ஸ் ஆன் தட்? இஸ் தட் குட்? பண்ணலாமா இல்லையா? ஏன்னா வாட் தே சே இஸ் சாப்பிடுற டைம்ல தே ஈட் எனிதிங் அண்ட் எவ்ரிதிங். அப்புறம் இந்த ஃபாஸ்ட் பண்ற டைம்ல ஒண்ணுமே சாப்பிடுறது இல்ல. 14 hours 16 hours எல்லாம். What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So this is I will not support this because see, we have in our custom, like we have this one day fasting once in a month. You know, you do this Ekadasi fasting, and some people for Kritika they do fasting. That is okay. But this intermittent fasting for a long period of time is not good. In case you're diabetic or you have any health conditions, this is not advisable at all. See, as it is, you have fasting. You have 14-hour fasting. After you finish your dinner by 8 o'clock, it's a long fasting gap, right? So why do you have to go for intermittent fasting? I don't think, again, I would say it's a hyped up method of, maybe it's people attempt this for weight loss. So if that's the thing, see, for weight loss, it's nothing but your diet and exercise. More physical activity and mind what you eat. These are the two mantras and nothing else. Maybe once in a month, you can go for fasting and stick on to your routine habits, because our lifestyle is so different. Maybe people who are staying in the ashrams can go for intermittent fasting, where the calorie needs are not there. But here, living a human life with so many pressures at home and office and all that, I don't think it's advisable, because you can go cranky without that. I'm not for it.
So நீங்க you mentioned exercise. So ஏதாவது particular exercise இல்ல எவ்வளவு நேரம் பண்ணணும், how often, அதுல ஏதாவது do's and don'ts இருக்கா? I know you're an aerobic instructor also, so
Yeah.
great combination.
Yes.
So அது பத்தி ஏதாவது சொல்ல முடியுமா please?
I love exercising. I did this course in 2010 actually, aerobics. Simply sitting, and I was also losing interest in my counseling, like always patients and people. So I also wanted to move more, and that's why I signed up for this aerobics instructor's course. It's a nice aerobic activity, nice cardio exercise. I think people should, when you say exercise, everybody should exercise. It's not that only the fat people have to exercise, or the people who have got diabetes or any other condition for that matter, maybe hypertension. It's not only for them, it's for everybody. You're thin, medium, or fat. All of us have to exercise for good blood circulation, for the nutrients to travel everywhere. So it's very important for cell health. We're all a combination of 50 trillion cells, and 50,000 million cells are dying every day. So empower yourself, like, let it be well oxygenated. Energy exchange happens at every cell level. So we're actually a colony of cells, So exercise is very important. Not all 7 days, maybe 4 to 5 days you can do your cardio for the cardio health. Just 20 to 30 minutes. I see people walking for 1 hour and jogging and all that. I will not advise that. So 20 to 30 minutes is more than enough. So that's something where you can sustain this. You suddenly jog for 1 hour and then the next 2 days you're not at all going for it. It's very bad. Like, cause a negative imbalance. So stick to a routine, and then stick to a time again. So that 6 to 6:30 or 5:30 to 6, some time in the morning, like preferably when you don't have any food in the stomach. So maybe people who don't have time can do it in the evening. But then sticking on to this regular time is very important. 20 to 30 minutes is more than enough for your cardio thing. And of course, before you start walking, you have to do your warm-ups. Suddenly you can't suddenly wear your shoes and go jogging or running. You have to warm up your muscles. And then only then, you will not get cramps and all that. And then do your stretches. Stretches, I don't know how many of you've seen cat stretching, dog stretching, or every animal stretches. I remember when I stretched, my grandmother used to say, they'd say. It's not true actually. You're supposed to stretch your muscles, because muscles has got a unique thing. Right? It's got memory, and a very short memory. Like, you don't use your muscles, it forgets. 1 week you lie on bed. because of some ailment. The seventh day, you'll have to really train your muscles to walk, Have you ever experienced this? So they've got memory. You can't misuse it, or don't use it. All the three are very bad. You have to keep stretching those muscles for good muscle health, because it improves your circulation again, maintains your heart rate. So many benefits like of stretching, and then then do your cardio exercise, and then again do one cool down. There's a procedure to do everything. Like, exercise is not simply walking or jogging. So start with a warm up, then do the stretches, then go for walking, come down, come back, cool down, and then relax. It's got a world of benefits. I don't have to talk about the benefits of exercise. The world knows it. From preventing so many disease and disorders, exercise does a world of good, and that feel good. Your serotonin levels goes up, and when serotonins are high, obviously you're so happy and less of disease. You're less prone to diseases. So exercise is very important. So do some strengthening also. You don't have to be an Arnold Schwarzenegger to lift up those heavy lifts. Small weights like maybe 2 kg or 1 kg weights also is more than enough dumbbells. I do my strengthening exercise in the kitchen as I cook. So I do my stretches also there. So because of paucity of time, so you can do this, like find ways to stretch your muscles, and then go for a jog and come back. It feels so refreshing. You start your day on a high note.
So you say no to these marathons.
Definitely no. Especially if you're above 40. Yeah. And if you're not trained, please don't go for it. If you're well trained, please. And I will not advise people above 40 to go for jogging, because definitely some doctors will not agree with this, because our bodies are not built to run this distance. People say we are hunter gatherers. Yes, we hunted for food, but not 10 kilometers and 40 kilometers. We probably would have run for about 500 meters or 1 kilometer the most for food. But we have moved on from hunter-gatherers to food being available right in your plate here. So I will not advise marathon. Maybe the youngsters can go for it for the fun of it, maybe for the habit of creating this habit of exercising regularly. But otherwise, people above 40, I will not, because there is more of, I see many patients with knee problems and back issues. And there are certain dynamics which has to come into play when you run a marathon. It's not a child's play. You have to get trained well, and then it's wise to like train yourself and then go and above 40 definitely I would not. Right. But if you're a person who is always into marathon, then it's okay. But suddenly starting, the new craze is marathon. You suddenly can't start an activity before you train your muscles. That's very important.
Right. Good. Thank you. So in the fast foods, we know we should avoid. It's not good. It's not healthy. In the Mari Solranga, of course, youngsters still continue to have it. So fast foods cover. Are there any other foods that you would say that we should avoid, or where idana saapudno and mari edad irka?
Okay. Thanks to coronavirus, all of us are experiencing home cooked foods. So I know people are going to throw stones at me for making this statement. But anyway, it's like, we are forced to have home cooked foods, and all of us know like the ill effects of fast foods. Apart from this, you have the processed foods, that is foods which have undergone technological modifications in the machine. Because see, when you cut a vegetable, when you wash it, when you cook it, there are loss of nutrients. But this processing happens in the factories, where the food is crushed and then it's disfigured, and then they add additives to it, they add preservatives, they add coloring agents. So all these are nothing but chemicals, and this harmful chemicals which does more harm to the body than any good at all. So you totally have to avoid the processed food. Today's harried housewife is more to processed foods and ready to eat. You have ready-made upma, ready-made idli. So many things like batter is available, because the hygiene part also, especially now, thanks to again Corona, like people are like, everything is washed and everything is, even the marble is ground at home now. Nobody wants to take risks, isn't it? So this should be the hygiene, we should have been practicing this all through our lives. But Corona shouldn't come and teach us all this. So put some effort, spend some time in the kitchen, because you're after all investing in health. So avoid these ready-made foods which come in plastic bags, which is again more dangerous, cancer-causing. And then you have processed food, ready-to-eat foods. The other thing is the refined carbohydrate, bakery foods. To take bakery foods, nothing but maida, sugar, dalda, all the bad fats are there. So that again you have to avoid. And everybody used to do bread. Earlier, like when I was a child, என்ன சாப்பிட்டோம் fever வந்தா, we only had bread, isn't it? Refined carbohydrate, because your body can't digest it. But you see, now you see everybody has bread, like breakfast can have sandwich, butter jam, all sorts of westernized diets. You ape them in your dress and your lifestyle and all that, but not as far as food. Please don't ape them. Stick on to your traditional idlis. In fact, idli is a superfood. You know that? It was voted as a superfood, and then for its ideal combination of carbohydrate, protein, fat, and the accompaniment, the sambar or chutney, all see, beyond nutrients, all our foods have some medicinal value which we have forgotten. Our grandmas forgot to tell us.
Fine. இப்போ immunity build பண்றதுக்கு what are the foods to be taken?
Okay, you want to know the foods or the nutrients?
Either way.
Yeah, okay. So first about, as a nutritionist, I think I should, it's my duty to tell you. So vitamin A, vitamin C, of course, everybody knows the vitamin C has increases the interferon, which acts it increases the production of interferon, which fights against the infections. So your vitamin C rich foods are all your citrus fruits, your green leafy vegetables are rich sources of vitamin C, and then of course you have the vitamin A, which increases the WBC production, because all of us know that WBC, we need WBC to fight infections. It cuts off. So vitamin A, again, all your orange colored, your papayas, again the green leafy vegetables, your carrots, all the orange colored fruits are rich in vitamin A. I think I don't have to talk about these foods because people have a fair knowledge about all this. The other vitamin is the important vitamin is the sunlight vitamin, vitamin D. So all of us, we cover ourselves with sun creams and all that, not allowing the vitamin to get absorbed really, because the studies have shown that it is a potent weapon against coronavirus. Not this new corona, but for any general infection, like you need to have enough vitamin D. For that, you have to expose yourself to sunlight at least 20 to 30 minutes. Don't paint yourself with any sunscreens. So your eggs, your milk, mushrooms, I would say it's a super rich food in vitamin D. You need this vitamin, and of course you have your zinc. It's a very less known thing. The zinc is one mineral which can't be stored, so you have to daily supply it. Like unlike your carbohydrates which are stored as glycogen, you can't store zinc. It's another potent food to increase your immunity. When you say foods rich in zinc, I would say milk, your cheese, eggs, the dry fruits, your peanuts. They are all rich sources of zinc. So all these vitamins and minerals, a combination of these, are very good immunity boosters. So work around this to improve your immunity. Of course, when you talk about vitamin C, I forgot about amla, nellika, called Sarva Roga Nivarani. So you start your day with 3 or 4 peppercorns, and then with one small pod of amla, with 10 tulsi leaves, because all these are immunity boosters. So include this because current times demand it. Apart from the regular things like, of course, your rasam and sambar and all is going to have all this ginger, garlic, and pepper and all that. But since we are in crucial, we are going to delicate, how they say, grave times. So to face the ravages of COVID-19, so you increase all these, increase this. So have a nice mix of fruits and fresh fruits and vegetables in your diet. So all the vegetable haters and fruit haters, so put aside your likes and your wants and wishes and all that, and start eating well for health, because health should be your priority during these times.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So what about these soya milk and almond milk? People
as a substitute.
Yeah, substitute or main, I don't know. People, especially vegan food, they don't want to take dairy products. So where do we draw the line?
So the vegan is the latest craze now. I have so many of my friends also do vegan diets. We know the consequences only after 10 years. It's only 3 years now. Of course, see, a country like us, we are a developing country. I don't think we can afford the almond milk. Of course, it's got more nutrition than the ordinary milk, than the cow's milk. It's got the added advantage of vitamin E, but we cannot afford almond milk. And vegans want to have it, let them have it. And soya, again, I have my own doubts, because a lot of studies have shown that they can trigger your thyroid function. It can trigger goiter. So I will not advise soya because I was a vociferous supporter of soy once upon a time in early 2000. I've written an article about it also, but not anymore after these studies came out because it's got about 42% protein. I was always wondering why is that soya was not part of our Indian diet. It's a Chinese imported food. So then these studies came out, and then I thought, okay, maybe probably our ancestors do better than us, and that's why soya was never part of a thing. But of late, people are into soya because for the quality, the protein, the amount of protein is very high. In I think 42% every 100 grams, which is a very high thing. Like all our Western diets are poor sources of protein, so people go for soya milk for the protein content. But I would always vouch for our cow's milk. It's simple. You can go for this Arvin milk. I'm not trying to support this brand, but then the best milk I would say because it's pasteurized. Because milk and there are chances for like when you get cow's milk, fresh cow's milk, there are chances for bacterial infections if the safety procedures are not followed. So Arvin milk, pasteurized milk is the best bet. I would say it's got the normal content of protein and calcium and vitamin D and all that. It's okay. Like vegans, let them have it. I don't want to disturb them. So
Okay.
drinking milk is not bad at all.
Okay. Okay. Nice. And what about flax seeds?
So flax seeds again, now no people like these are all superfoods like flax seeds, chia seeds. So they are of course they are loaded with nutrients again. They are rich in antioxidants. People are into, we talk about antioxidants because of its ability to banish this free radicals. So people are into more of antioxidants, but this antioxidants can be achieved from a well balanced diet, from your cereals, from your pulses, grains, your fruits, vegetables, nuts, oil seeds. You don't have to particularly go for flax seeds at all. In case you feel that you need to have it, I would not advocate flax seeds as a weight loss food. But it's a good food. It's got omega 3. This omega 3, all of us know the benefits of omega 3. Reduces your bad cholesterol, improves your HDL, thereby promoting heart health. So I would say it's a safe bet. It's okay. I don't mind people eating flax seeds, but definitely you have other foods also which have got equally good amount of omega 3 fatty acids.
That's nice. It is got to know so many things. இதெல்லாம் நிறைய நிறைய பேருக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கலாம், தெரியாமையும்
தெரியும்.
இருந்திருக்கலாம். தெரிஞ்சிருந்தா தெரிஞ்சிருந்தா it's good to get it re-emphasized.
Definitely, I know. Constant reminders.
Yes. உங்களை மாதிரி எக்ஸ்பர்ட்ஸ் இதை பத்தி எல்லாம் பேசினா it is definitely very very useful and beneficial. That's really nice. Thank you so much. So what I would think is நம்ம வந்து let's open it out to the audience as well. நம்ம வந்து let's go live. People can ask you questions directly. I'll be a moderator and ask their questions and read their questions and ask you. So I would request all the viewers who are watching this to definitely tune in. We are going to go live. You can ask all your questions to Dr. Sadhana. நீங்களே கேட்கலாம். என்ன question நீங்க chatல type பண்ணுங்க. நான் question படிச்சு டாக்டர் கிட்ட கேக்குறேன். So all the best. Bye.
Bye.